Assalamualaikum. Now I will explain my lab activity 2. First, the first component is text view name, which the ID text view and the tag is name. Next to it, I added edit tags for user to enter their name with the ID edit name, hint name, input type tags. And next is gender. Gender with the ID text view 3 tags gender. And then the spinner. I place a spinner. Spinner is a drop down. So the ID is a spinner. The entries is array gender. So the array that I already declared in the string.xml, male and female. Next is text view. The ID is txt name and the text hello. This is where I will display output letters such as greeting the user after they enter their name. So the last one is a button. I added a register button. So when the user taps this button, it will trigger a code in my Java file to collect all the input and display it to register success.xml. Next is the register success.xml. In this layout, I only added text view. This is text view display the message register successful, and it will update later after they receive the data from the previous page. And this is a top, bottom, start, and I connected it to parent layout. So it will automatically stay in the middle of the screen on any device. Next, I will explain for my main activity.java. In this line, I used to call a parent class on create method. This is important because it allows the system to set up the basic function of the activity before we add features. Next, I use edge to edge to enable edge to edge mode. This feature makes the app layout extend behind the status bar and navigation bar, giving the interface a more modern and full screen appearance. After that, I call a set content view, this one. This line tell Android to display the activity underscore main.xml layout file when the activity start. So then I include an if statement to check whether the action bar is available using get support action bar. This check is necessary to avoid error before modifying the action bar. Inside the if statement, I change the title action bar using set title. So I change to lab activity. I set the text that appear at the top of the app. And then I customize it using set background. So I put the purple. Next, I initialize view that I will be using in the activity. So I use find view by ID to connect each variable to corresponding user interface element in the XML layout. For example, edit name and txt name are linked to edit text and text view. The spinner is connected using sp gender, this one, and the button is linked to this one, red button. And I also connect the edge input using edit edge. Next, I set up a insert listener with view compact, this one. This listener adjusts the padding of the layout based on the device system bar, such as the status bar and navigation bar. It ensures that my layout elements are not blocked and display properly on the different screen size. After that, I added a text watcher to edit name on the edit text. This code listen for any change that user types on text change method. In the on text change method, I update the tag view so that it displays a friendly message saying hello followed by the username. This will allow us on the screen to update live while the user is typing. Next, I set an on-click listener for register button. On-click listener for register button is when the button is clicked. It's called a method open register success activity. This means that when the user tap the button, the app will move to the next screen, which is the register success activity. Next, in this method, open register, I start by collecting the data that the user has entered in the form. I retrieve the name from the edit tags using this one. Edit tags, get tags, to string, sp gender, and edit age. These three lines allow me to capture all the input that the user has provided. And next, I create an intent, name intent register success. In this intent, I used to navigate from the current activity, main activity, to the next activity, call it register success. After create the intent, I attach the user data to it using the put extra method. I pass the name, gender, age so that the new activity can display the information. So finally, I call a start activity here. This one which launch the register success activity. This means that when the user click the button, the information is collected and sent to the next screen to allow the apps to show a personalized success message. Next, I will explain my register success.java. In this activity, the first thing is do on create method. I set this layout using set content view, which load the XML file for the screen. Next, I check whether the action bar is available using get support action bar. If it exists, enable the back button by calling set display home, this one, and then I set the title here and I set the color of the action bar. After that, I retrieve the data from the previous activity here. I start by getting the intents and then extract name, gender, and age value using get string extra. Because of the age was sent as a string, I convert it to integer here. First, I check the string is not empty and I use the try catch block to handle any invalid input. If the conversation failed, I set the age to 0 as the default value here. Once I have the value, I located the text view using find view by ID here and update the text. The message display include the name, gender, and age. So this allows the user to see the registration details clearly on the success screen. And then I override the on support navigation here. Method we handle the action bar back button. When the user tap the back arrow, the activity close and return to the previous screen. So now I will demo. First we run the app and wait. And now I will enter my name. So here we update hello Zulaika and I will choose my gender using spinner. So I choose female and I enter my age 22 and I click register. So it will bring us to register success page. So in this register success page, it will display hello Zulaika, you are female and your age is 22. And this is the back button to the previous page. So if we click this button, it will bring us to the previous page. So that's all for my lab activity 2. Thank you.